Hey everybody, check out our latest podcast. We're going to be talking about hashtag next level service for sellers. Right there is where we recorded it. Right here is where you want to listen to it. It's going to be awesome. Check it out.
Yeah,
but it's up to them. Like you do what they want.
We're doing it.
This is the intro stuff now. Todd would sleep his way to the top.
This is the Boom Real Estate
That was the legal department. This fax machine.
podcast that shows you how to build an amazing business. So
I
you
don't even
can
know.
build
I gotta look
amazing
at
life.
what.
You can build an
Are we podcasting?
I want my money.
There we are. Let's go.
I want my money.
I want my money.
I want my money. Whiteout. Oh, it's a whiteout at the Boom Real Estate Podcast, everybody. A whiteout. We are in our limited edition.
Very limited.
Pure white Boom Real Estate Podcast tees.
Will you guys sign my tees after this?
Yeah, we will. It's amazing. It's the world tour from 2017, 18. Which year was it? Does it have the year on it? Turn around, Todd. I can't see.
2016.
Oh no, just the world tour.
Oh, no.
Oh, you jacked up your
Oh,
microphone.
no,
Oh
what's
no, you're
happening?
breaking your mic. I got your
You can
phone.
stand up.
Come on.
Yeah, there we go.
Come on. If you're not watching on YouTube, I apologize. But yeah, so Todd is if you are watching on YouTube, you see Todd showing the back of the shirt. You can see the front of our new World Tour Domination tees. They have the logo on the back. It's got the World Tour with every single tour date that we've ever had listed right there. Every city, everything. So it's amazing. Some big name cities on the list, Megan. You've got New York City.
Yep.
You've got San Francisco. So some real big name cities for sure. It's really exciting. But anyway, producer Christian surprised us by making these tees, ordering these tees, and then gifts before this episode. Now,
For our 2-year.
2-year anniversary.
for a 2-year anniversary. It's amazing.
It's a
2
great
years
gift.
we've been recording
2
this
years.
podcast. You'd think we'd be farther
You
along.
think we'd
The
be further
2-year
along?
anniversary is t-shirts.
I think we'd have had more
cotton.
success by now.
That's how I feel about all my birthdays. Every birthday, I'm like, well, I'm this age, and I'm
know.
like, should be farther down the road by now. Nope, I'm not. I'm here with you, schmoes. And that's what, not you, Megan. I looked at you when I said that, but I didn't mean it. You're the best.
And I was shocked.
Now, I know what you're asking. You, the listener, you, the viewer. How do I get my limited edition Boom Real Estate Podcast tee? And the easy answer to that is
You can't.
You can't.
You
don't.
If
Sorry.
you wait about 6 months, you could probably find one at Goodwill.
Yeah, in an area Goodwill, Indianapolis area Goodwill.
I feel like if you were to bring, let's say, 100 new subscribers, I'll give you mine.
Ooh.
Boom.
Really?
100
Will you autograph it?
New listeners. Yeah. I'll hand stamp it, autograph
Wow.
it.
So this is a
Wear
game worn.
it
This is a
before I
game
give it
worn
to you.
jersey.
Yeah.
Do you
Game
ever
worn
sign
jersey.
your
Yep.
own T-shirts to? Because you know, like when you see somebody that's got like a signed, like a kid, especially like they'll have signatures on their T-shirts or something like that, and then you kind of want to know like who signed
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's.
Intramural champs,
Yeah,
2000.
like, I just signed my
Yeah.
own shirts now, just so
sign
people
it.
are
Just
like,
like this,
"Oh,
just
look
like-
at you, look at you."
Who's that?
Let me ask you this question now that we have Boom Real Estate Podcast tees.
Yes,
Faux pas or no?
to wear your own.
To put on a jacket
Oh,
to dress up your own company or brand T-shirt. I say faux pas always.
Yeah. I
Don't
think
wear
I
your
could do
own
it.
swag.
I could wear this T-shirt with shorts or jeans to maybe the grocery one day.
Yeah,
or
yeah, people that
out
wouldn't
to
know.
do something.
Correct.
Yeah, but definitely
but to
not.
wear this to Inman, for example,
Correct.
while we sit at our own table,
Correct.
that's probably
A
faux
little
pas.
too much.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Although, you know, there are plenty of industry people that do stuff like that with their real estate company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always be branding.
And honestly, if you guys feel that way, you probably shouldn't wear any FPG gear, should you? Ferris Property
I
Groupers.
know.
yeah,
And I do.
Yeah,
You guys struggled with that at the beginning, though, didn't you?
I
You're
still
like,
struggle a
do
little
you
bit
really?
with like whether I
I don't
should-
mean to tease you. I was really
No,
joking about that. I think that's different. I don't know why.
I don't know why. I'm like, you think any company out there they
Yeah.
wear. My struggle with it is whether or not it makes me look professional or less professional to have like a branded shirt. Because you know, like sometimes you're thinking like the most professional people out there, they're not wearing branded stuff. They're
Right.
just dressed up.
Right.
You know, to me, it's more which shirt is clean and fits me comfortably. And it's like,
That's
it's
right.
great when you're showing homes. Like, and I'll say if I'm meeting like I need to dress up for a client, but sometimes you know somebody and it's raining and you're going to be walking 3 acres of land.
Right.
You bet I have my FPG North
Yeah.
Face jacket
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I count it.
What
as
I
my
like is they're
uniform.
smooth cotton.
Yes.
So I can
Yes.
wax my car. You know, I can take that outer
Oh.
layer wax right off.
That's
Yes.
nice. That'd be
Yes.
good for you.
Yeah.
I have noticed since I got
with
into
the shirt instead of wearing it.
You're gonna
Right.
you're gonna use our
Yes.
limited edition
Yes.
shirt to wax your
Year
new car.
anniversary.
Hey, the new
waxing
car is a nice
shirt.
car. That's
Yeah, it's a nice
we
car.
should be complimented by that.
His
It's good
waxing
enough to do
shirt.
that. I have
What are you
noticed.
doing?
Crazy?
Megan, what are you doing?
I have a bracelet on that is super strong, magnetic, and I
okay.
keep getting caught.
Can I have the?
And so I'll be like, la la, ah.
Oh, that's
Megan,
funny.
give me the bracelet.
Yes, okay.
So
Sorry, I'm confiscating as the producer,
It's very
so that
distracting.
people just don't keep
The
hearing.
one thing
True,
you always
good
want to
point.
do is have really strong magnets next to all these computers
Yeah.
and phones.
That's always good.
Throw it right next
Yeah.
to
What
the
could
desk.
go
I'll
wrong?
I'll be at dinner and I'll like pick up a fork with it, and I'm like,
I love it. Speaking of wardrobes, I noticed that since I got into real estate, I wear way more outfits per day. Like that number is high. So if I have like a 3:00 meeting,
Yeah.
I'm not dressing nice all day. I'll tell you that
Right.
right now. So
So-
I have multiple outfits per
true.
day. It's
That's
extra
a good-
laundry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OPD.
And I'm not the kind of guy that will rewear clothes much.
How many
Jeans
outfits
is
will you wear
okay.
today?
Today, well, does this count? Because I
Yep.
put a t-shirt
Yeah.
on
Sure,
over the
yeah,
t-shirt.
that counts.
Okay, so 1, 2. I will work out later because we had the early podcast. I had to
Yeah.
get out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So 3, and then I'll have some kind of lounging around tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So 4, probably 4 if you include throwing on this T-shirt over my current T-shirt.
and then PJs. Do you wear PJs? Do people wear?
we already
talked
talked
about
about
that.
this.
We talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
no. So that won't be
Okay.
like whatever I'm wearing to bed will be what I wear while I wind down before
Okay,
bed. So
gotcha.
that'll be the same. But this is a day where this is my only real like actual face to face with people too. So it could be even higher if I had showings tonight or something else.
Four's a low day.
I think I'm at 6 today. Because I sleep without a
That's
shirt
a high
on.
OPD. No.
For listeners out there,
No, you
that
can't
are
count like,
paying
oh, I put
attention.
on my right sock and that's an outfit.
Shirtless.
By the way,
and,
side note, I was thinking about this a minute ago. Our 2-year-old, anytime he sees Todd with no shirt on, because like guys just don't wear shirts sometimes, and
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
Yeah.
And he'll walk in and be like befuddled. I mean, like he'll be like, "Daddy, you naked!" And he's like wowed every time he doesn't have a shirt.
Today
on.
he did
"You're
that. It was kind of
naked,
awkward
you're
because he
naked."
comes in and he screams, "Daddy, you naked!" Because I didn't have my shirt on.
Yeah.
And then I look at him and he's got no pants on.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like completely bottomless.
My son, if there's any human around not wearing a shirt, he rips his off. He's like, "Are we not wearing shirts? Are we going no shirts,
No
everybody?" It's like his favorite. I don't know.
That's amazing.
Well, that's
Okay,
that's pretty
sorry.
much our show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That's been
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun talk. Okay, no, this is part 2. See, cut it.
no.
We got to get to part 2.
All right.
So we did part
was early.
1 last week on next level service for sellers.
Yes.
We talked about everything like the listing appointment before, during, and after, and even right up to the listing's going to go live. Today's part 2 on how to go next level for your sellers, starting with the moment that the listing goes live. So let's dive right into it because we wasted so much time early on. We can't really set it up. That's the setup. Todd,
Yep.
let's go over to you. Starting the listing, rolling that bad boy out. Day 1, let's go.
Yeah, okay, so we're getting the rollout. And by the way, I forgot to use this quote from the last time we were chatting in the last one, but John D. Rockefeller, he said, "The secret of success is to do the common things uncommonly well."
Yeah.
And so when we talk about being next level, sometimes we're talking about specific, minute things that you can do that's better than everybody else, the things you can add in to add some flavor, but some of it is just like the whole picture.
Yeah.
If you're doing a lot of little things that maybe other agents are doing those things, but they're not doing them all consecutively. They're not intermixing them into the whole process. So when we talk about doing common things uncommonly well, we're talking about the whole picture and the little pictures as well. So first things first, we're talking about the listings. Last time we talked everything up to the listing. Now we're talking about the actual listing itself. So the first thing you can do, #next level, is if you know that you got that hot listing, you know it's the one that you'll get multiple offers on. Boom.
Nope, it's a hot listing.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have that one.
Yeah.
That's
It-
my fault.
that's all
I didn't
right.
mean to
We're
derail
free.
your momentum.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
So if you know that you've got all that lined up and you got this incredible listing coming up, then I want you to sandbag it a little bit.
Yes.
All right. So what that means is instead of like just opening the doors and saying anybody can come in, I want you to build it up a little bit. So maybe the first couple days maybe you don't even allow showings. You
What?
gotta, by the way, you need to check with your local
Check with
ordinances
your broker,
and
check with your MLS.
association to make sure that this is legal.
Legal
But I know of
department.
some agents that do this is they'll put it out on the market, but they won't allow showings for the first 2 days so that it builds into the weekend. So like they'll put it on a Thursday and they'll say no showings till Saturday. Saturday.
Yeah.
All right. That way, more people have time to see the listing, schedule appointments for the weekends, and get in there.
I thought that was not allowed in our MLS.
For us, it's like 7 days. If you were to do that for 7 days, then they tell
Got
you
it.
you have to remove the listing from the
Got
market.
it. Got
So
it.
2 days, people kind of skirt the issue. Now, if I do think that you'd get some flack
Pushback,
if
yeah,
you did
people-
that.
some
So,
people get on you,
so
yeah.
what we do instead is we
Yes.
just put a little note that says we will not respond to offers. So we put it out on a Thursday, and then we say we will not respond to offers until Sunday evening.
Yep.
Which then means I look at it as two benefits. One benefit to all the other agents out
Yes.
there, because they're not like getting called at 2:00 in the afternoon by a client that says, I need to see this
Right.
home in 30
Right.
minutes.
Right.
All right. So now they know, like, yeah, you got all weekend, bud. We're
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
We'll show it
Yep.
after Johnny's soccer game.
Yep.
All right. And so that's really nice to the other agents. And then to your seller, obviously, because you're building it up, you've got a lot of people that are going to come and see it. And then hopefully you have multiple offers on the table. The price goes up and everything is hunky dory.
Yes. Did you say honky?
Hunky.
It's
Hunky. It's hunky.
Is it hunky
Yeah,
dory?
Yeah. It's not honky dory.
I've always said hunky.
No.
What's hunky?
Hunky
dory.
Hunky dory.
What's Dory?
What's honky?
Dory's a fish.
Honky is the first part of honky tonk.
He said
Yeah.
that so
Hunky
like,
is
it's incredulous
attractive.
You don't
Hunky,
know
yeah.
this.
Usually male.
Another thing you can do is you can contact all local agents about your listing. Now, for a lot of people, they do this. They'll call the local agents. But for some people, they go hashtag next level by using Sly Broadcast. So now you can call 1,000 agents in your area, all with one voice memo that says, hey,
man.
check out my new listing. You want to be careful not to overdo this to the point where you're turning people off, because
Yeah.
agents will get turned off by it. But I've done this on the occasional like crazy listing that
Yeah.
we get. I put it out, I get that call, and then what's fun is, you know, a handful of agents understand what Sly Broadcast is, but most of the people think that if you
Yeah.
cater your voicemail just right, it'll sound like you called them directly and it was personalized. And they're like, hey, man, thanks for calling. I really appreciate that. That's next level service.
That is. You know, I really like that. You know what that is?
Honky dory.
That's a hot tip.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I really do like that. I think that's a great idea. Sly Broadcast to all the agents, and you could tell your seller, hey, I just put on blast to 1,000 real estate agents about I left them all a voicemail.
I
Yeah.
spent all day calling.
Yep.
Is Sly Broadcaster a website or?
Yeah, you could go to slybroadcast.com. There's Slidial, which is an app,
Yeah, Slidial.
but to broadcast a message to a bunch of numbers, just go to the website, slybroadcast.com.
That's right. And we are still looking for additional sponsors of the show. So slybroadcast.com
Yes.
if you don't want us
Get
to.
on it.
You don't want Slidial getting in there underneath
Yeah, that's
you.
right.
That's
Well,
right.
I think they're the same company.
Yeah.
All right. So that.
They are.
All right, and then the last little tip for the listing rollout is use Facebook ads, videos, all that fun stuff. You guys are already doing that. We've talked about that in another episode. But the one thing I will say is make sure when you put out a Facebook ad for that listing, take a screenshot of it, text it to your clients, and say, "Not sure if you guys have seen this yet, but we are live," and they will love that.
Yeah. In the time it took us to explain that, the listing already sold. So, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we just got through the listing rollout phase. The listing is live. Now we're going to talk about hashtag next level service for during the listing.
We are. So during the listing.
During.
During it. I tried to look up
listing.
hunky dory, and there's really no good
reason
idea
for
of what the origin was. It was in a song. They're not really sure. Anyway, okay. So during the listing, the first thing that you do is Todd already started talking about it, but you send a "We're Live" email or communication to your clients that has the actual links to the other sites where the listing can be found, which is fabulous. And we've got a really cool template for that. So feel free to reach out to us, info@boomrealestatepodcast.com, and we'll send you that template if you want to see what we do. But we send it out and it says, hey, look, we're live, and it's a beautiful picture of the house, and then here's all these places you can click to see it on realtor.com and your local MLS and all that fun stuff. Makes you look super professional, but it also lets them know, hey, it's on the market. I can share this now. I can forward it on to people, and everything looks great. So that is wonderful.
Yeah.
The next thing you want to do is contact all showing agents prior to their showing. This we have in like basic service, but actually it's next level to a lot of people to actually call those agents beforehand and say, hey, here's the skinny, or here's what you need to know. When you have somebody seeing one of your listings, you have very little control. They have the control because they're the buyer's agent. So as the listing agent, you want to take as much control as you can of what those potential buyers are
Right.
going to see. So that's why we do little things like the special feature cards and put things in the house. But this is a great way too, is you kind of get in the showing agent's ear and you say, hey, here are great things. The other thing I like to do when you make these calls, kind of make buddies with these people.
Yep.
Like
Start off on a good note.
Yep. make jokes, whatever their personality is, give them info, but you want to be on their warm list. Their warm list?
Yeah, they're
Warm
warm
list,
list.
Their
yeah.
good side, aka the warm list.
I have a warm list.
You do?
Do you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a mental list.
I also have a hot list.
Oh, you have a hot list?
Todd's on it.
Oh,
Yeah, I am. In
Well-
my white pasty shirt.
he was on for
favorite.
2017.
Yeah, it's
We'll
gone.
see. 2018
Yeah.
list is not out yet.
You're gonna
Good
need
luck,
to-
Todd.
Yeah.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna need to earn that. All right, the next thing you're gonna need to do is make sure you're hosting open houses and brokers opens. Great way for your sellers. I mean, we know you don't usually sell the house at the open house, but great way for your sellers. You're getting exposure. They love the service when that's happening. Brokers open. Todd's a hater. He said only do this if you're desperate. He is
Yep.
not a
Yeah.
fan.
I think that's something you sit on until like you're 3
Yeah.
months into the listing. You're like, what else do I do to market this thing to
Right.
make sure that my sellers know I still care about them? And then
Yeah.
you're like, then you break out the brokers open.
It's a tool in your tool belt. That
Yep.
I
It
do
is.
think that every market's different. Some markets that is more of the
That's true.
standard. So I think
True.
you just kind of have to feel that out. But take one or the other and keep one in your pocket,
Yeah.
like Todd said.
Yep.
So good call, good call. A next level tip: what? Do weekly phone calls and emails with updates. We have a weekly update. Weekly listing update email that we always send out, and it just tells you, hey, here are all the stats, here's what's going on, and it looks super impressive just because the research is on there and it's easy for us to pull and put in an email. But we do that weekly, and then if you can do a phone call, Sasha Farmer does this, Todd's been doing this, weekly, you touch base with your sellers. That is the biggest complaint you hear. Somebody says, hey, I put my house on the market, sign went up, nobody ever talked to me again until we got an offer. And that's not cool, guys. That's not cool. Weekly touch base. They're going to love you long time, even if it's not going well. At least you're in tight communication.
Episode 91, Sasha Farmer.
Boom. Episode 31.
91.
91.
91.
91.
91. All right, next thing, make sure you do you're doing 30-day price reductions. This is something that at the very beginning you're setting the expectation of, hey, here's our strategy. In 30 days we're gonna talk every week, but every 30 day we need to have this benchmark of being aggressive to get to the end goal. So that's already in there. Make sure you're doing that at 30 days. And then the last thing, if you're coming close to that expiration date, make sure that you're scheduling a face-to-face meeting, not just a phone call. You do not want to lose your listing. You need to get together. Make them feel the love.
Yeah.
And the one note, feel the temperature of the room and see if there's more meetings that are necessary, if there's anything else you need to do, but just see what's going on. Keep your finger on that pulse.
Nice.
Yep.
I have good news, guys.
What? What is it?
We sold the house at the Brokers Open. At the Brokers Open.
I knew you could.
So one of the brokers loved the house and bought it. Good thing you did the Brokers Open. And now we're under contract.
That's awesome.
So Todd, let's talk about next level client service for our sellers during negotiations.
Yes, and when we talk about negotiations, we're
I thought
talking
that word
about
would come out better
No.
when I said it weird, but it didn't.
these negotiations. No, I can't say it.
Yes.
It's negotiations. Todd.
Negotiations.
These negotiations, they could refer to when you're dealing with the contract, the purchase agreement. It could be when you're working through inspections. If you're having appraisal issues, maybe it has to do with that. So basically, 3 things to kind of keep in mind. 1, don't ever get your clients' hopes high. I know that's I know like that's it's hard to do, especially like newer agents that are out there. You get somebody calls you and says, "Hey, do you have any offers? I'm going to be bringing you one," and you're like,
Right.
"Yes!" And then
Yeah.
you immediately call your
Yeah.
client. You're like,
Big
"Guess what? We're getting
mistake.
an offer."
Big mistake.
And then the
Such
offer
a
never
good thing,
comes,
yeah.
and your clients are like, "What the heck just happened?" And
Yeah.
now they're mad at you because that's how it goes. So don't get their hopes high. Just sit there again, sandbag it a little bit, wait
Yep.
until you get something in hand, and then hit them with the good news.
Yep.
All right, so that's one thing. Plus, also, like, what if you do get the offer and it's a lowball offer, and you're
Right.
like, "Hey, we did get something, but it
Yeah.
sucks."
Yeah.
All right, so that's another one. Keep that in. Same thing with the inspections. Kind of set those expectations. Like, no home's gonna be perfect. Things will come across. So you get their hopes. Try to get your clients' hopes down at all times.
Just saying lower
Just
expectations.
lower that
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah, just really like, hey guys.
If I can get them depressed, I'll have done my job.
Tamp it down.
Michael Scott says that. It's hilarious.
Another thing is keep in touch with your sellers. So this
Yes.
will be the type of thing that's, again, you're under contract, maybe the inspection's done, the appraisal's through, and you've got 4 weeks until you close. All right, well, they're going to think you forgot about them. So just check in with them every once in a while and say, hey, nothing new to report. There's really nothing going on, but everything's still moving forward. So we're good. Just that little bit of communication will really help. If you are in negotiations, let's say you're dealing with inspections, you just responded, they're really excited. Experienced agents struggle with this sometimes because they'll have multiple transactions going on. And so they feel like, hey, we just responded with our inspection response. I'm going to wait for, let's say we gave them 2 days to respond. I'm just going to wait till they respond. Well, that's fine, but in your client's mind, they're waiting every hour. Did they respond?
Right.
Have they responded? They're desperate to know. So little things go a long way where you just shoot them a text like, hey, haven't heard anything yet. We're dealing with that with clients right now. They've been waiting for this appraisal to come in.
Yeah.
And so now every day I send them a little text like, nothing yet, guys. Just
On the client side, the worst thing is silence.
Yes.
Especially when
torture.
you're really, when you want to, you're in transition period in your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe you're moving for a job or
Everything
for school.
hinges
yeah,
on
everything
that.
hinges
Oh, yeah.
on it. And the worst thing is not hearing anything.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a, hey, didn't get anything today,
Yes.
got something promised
that's
tomorrow.
that-
That's
that
enough.
And
is
that
awesome.
you're
enough.
working on it. Yep.
Yeah.
They just, yep.
Yep. And then the last one is celebrate as a team. So if you have a team, if you have anybody else involved in the transaction, if you want to go next level, when you get to a plateau, have the people that have been involved celebrate with your party. So how great would
Love
it be if you, let's say you got a stager, a photographer, you got a transaction coordinator, and you've sold the house. How great would it be if there was just like a little bit of everybody touched them and just said, hey, congratulations, I heard you closed. You know,
cool.
enjoy life.
Good luck.
Good luck. And if you want to go next level with it, do a video. Especially if you work from an office where all your partners, like your transaction coordinator, your assistant, are all in the same place working from the same office every day. Do a quick video with your
fun.
phone, text message, just say, hey, from our team to you, congratulations.
Yeah.
Hoots to you.
Hoots to
Good
you,
sellers.
good sir.
That's
good,
right.
madam.
So those are during negotiations.
Good stuff. Okay, during the transaction. During the
It's
transaction.
game time now, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so the first one is.
I already kind of stole your first
I know.
one.
I was just
Sorry.
noticing that too.
He
Stole that
did.
thunder. My
He
bad.
does that.
All right, let's just skip
Number
all that.
one is
skip all
keep in
that.
touch with your sellers. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
that.
So B, the next one, A, B. Keep their cool during inspection and appraisal and be professional. This is one of my favorites. So the transaction morphs into what you create. So let's say we're negotiating and Christian is the other agent. He's the buyer's agent. Yeah,
Get
he's
to be an
wonderful. I'm
agent.
the listing agent.
Congrats.
Yeah.
And let's say maybe they asked for a bunch of stuff and maybe his email was a little sassy about the roof or something like that. And I take that, I either forward that
sassy.
email. He gets sassy sometimes. Let's say I forward that on to the client. Is that a good decision?
Bad idea.
Yeah,
Megan.
bad idea.
Bad
Bad idea.
decision. Okay.
That's broker to broker.
Or if I
yeah.
call them and I say, "Oh my gosh, this agent is
Yeah.
just out of control. He's such a drama queen,
Mm-hmm.
and they're being so picky," then my clients are now going to be like, drama,
Yeah,
and this is
yeah.
awful, and they're being, this is just what happens. What your temperament and your emotions are what reflect to them. They will reflect that.
It's not
So you are the
professional,
mirror. Yep, exactly. So I very rarely ever forward things on straight from an agent unless it's kind and says something nice and very informative, or I'll edit things out, or I just clear that email and send on what they need with my notes. But
Or you type on behalf of the other agent a new
correct.
message.
I mean, a whole new message.
Can't tell you how many times I
Signed
add a little
the
language
buyer.
to the bottom of their email that says, I have never worked with a better agent than you. Like,
Wow, thank
That's
you
hilarious.
for being so professional.
What a wonderful transaction
Yes.
you are to deal with. Wow.
That's great. But there are times that I look back and I'm so frustrated with another agent. If even an ounce of that comes out to my clients,
Yeah.
they start getting upset and
Escalates.
it becomes negative. Yep.
Yeah.
There's just no reason for it. You be professional. There are times that you have to say things like, hey, this was late. I haven't received it from the seller's agent or something, because you also don't want to be blamed for things, but you can't always be dramatic and let them know all the drama that's going on, because it just ruins it for both sides. So,
Yeah.
and like Terry said, it escalates and then nothing good comes out of it. And the end goal is for them to get their house sold.
Right.
So keep it very professional. Appraisal and inspection. Inspection is a hot point, the countering with the money and the inspection. Those are hot. So just be very, emotionless and just talk about the facts and support your clients.
Robotic and cold.
Yes, very cold, very cold.
Yep.
I did not hear anything today.
Yes. So, and then also maintain a positive and professional relationship with the buyer's agent. We kind of just touched on that, but the more positive, I eat a ton of humble pie in this business, and it's kind of like when you do something for your kids' benefit, and it wouldn't be what you chose to do, and
Yeah.
it hurts you sometimes, but you
Yeah.
have to do it.
Do it for the kids.
Yep, you do this for your clients. There are times I've written emails and been like, oh, I got to sit on this till the morning. And I realize by the morning, there's nothing that's going to come with me rubbing their face in what they did wrong. except for it's going to hinder my clients in
Yeah.
the negotiations.
Is,
So
that a Megan quote?
at the
Yeah, I think that could be a
I
good
was
one.
kind of like, when your dog has an accident and you're like, don't do it. It doesn't work. Yep. Thank you. No, but really and truly, just resist the urge to get the upper hand and to have the last word, because at the end of the day, it is about your clients and that gets done. And a lot of times that means you just say, thank you for the whatever, and sometimes that burns their biscuits even more when you don't engage. Don't engage, friends. Don't engage.
I have ways of
Kill 'em with
engaging,
kindness.
but they don't know I've engaged because I'm like an exclamation mark guy. So if I go periods,
Yes.
they don't know. That's how but I'll give them the periods.
But it makes you feel
don't,
better.
Don't make me, or don't make me abandon all punctuation.
Oh.
Totally. Like, I'm not afraid
Then-
to abandon all punctuation.
Then you're mad.
Then you have no idea how to read my tone.
Then you are not on Terry's hot list.
You're not on the hot list.
Nope, you have not made the hot list. That's awesome. All right, and the last thing, have a closing email with details about the closing, utility transfer, all the expectations for what's going to happen at the closing. Have that. Usually, we send ours at least 7 days ahead of time, just so they have plenty of time to do utilities. They know to bring their license. They know, all about the closing statement. Everything they need to know is in there because, like Christian mentioned earlier, they need that information. Their life is on hold waiting for this information.
Right.
So super professional, and it looks great, and everybody's on the same page when you show up to closing because you have sent this email and confirmed that they received it. See if they have any questions.
And if you can create a system that has multiple emails or multiple communications or something, so that at every point they're completely informed
Yeah.
of what they need to be doing, when they need to be doing it, how they need to be doing it. Those are the types of things that make you next level versus the majority of the agents out there.
That's right. Okay.
I concur.
You did it, guys. You closed it.
Hey!
Hoots to
go.
you.
Way to
Hoots
go,
to you.
guys.
But wait.
You got to say, hold on.
There's
We're not closing
more.
the podcast yet,
Okay,
Christian.
sorry.
No, we have a whole other point to go. We really need to get a copy of the show notes to you.
I liked it
yeah.
better just winging it.
So, okay, we can do that. That is more fun.
It's more fun.
All right, after the closing. Now, see, you did what most agents do, Christian.
I closed
Transaction
too soon.
closed,
Yeah.
and you thought it was over.
I thought it was
All
over. Yeah,
done.
I wasn't
Guess
going to send
what?
a basket.
Guess what? The next level client care continues. Doesn't it, Todd?
It does. This isn't just a wham bam thank you, clients.
No.
No,
Oh.
this is, we continue on, Christian.
Yes, we do.
We make sure that we stay in touch with them.
Lifetime
We
client.
give them lots of love. And so parts of that are right at the closing or after the closing. Give them a gift, a little thank you, a little housewarming. Well, even though they wouldn't be warming that house
gifty
anymore.
poo.
But yeah, give them a little thank you gift. Now, that, we always say that make sure that it's commensurate. So, obviously if they just sold a low value home for your area, you probably don't need to buy them a Maserati and say congratulations.
Yep.
But same thing, if they just sold a multi-million-dollar home and you're like, here's a gift card to Starbucks.
Yep.
We appreciate your loyalty.
Yep.
You're not going to get loyalty out of that. So
Right.
now be careful. Some people don't give gifts at all because they're hard to read. But the big thing I would say, if you want to take it next level, the best way to do it is just make it personal to them. So if they've got kids, get them something involving the kids, dog, whatever. Just make sure that they are like, wow, you really put some thought into
Yep.
this. That will go a long way.
Doesn't have to be super expensive. It just needs to be thoughtful.
Yes.
And that they feel loved because you did it. And they'll remember that.
Yep. And then it's just having systematic follow-up from that point forward. Like Terry said, we are not just going to be done with them. We're going to have follow-up. So what could you do? You could follow up in a week. Like, hey, just wanted to check in on you guys. I know. Now, a lot of this would make more sense if they bought a house with you as well,
Sure.
because then you're like,
Yeah.
how's the new home? But
Right.
you're going to have those sellers that have moved out of the area
Yep.
or wherever. And it's a nice thing to follow up and just say, hey, just want to check in on you guys, see if you guys had any questions. I know that we sold the house last week. It's been 7 days. Just making sure you guys are doing all right.
And
So,
I just miss you.
and I miss you.
I miss you real bad.
I just need a hug.
Just a hug.
So you could do things like follow up after a week, follow up after a month. You could do a follow up when, let's say, they bought sometime in 2018 and you want to follow up in 2019 just to say, hey, here's the documents you need for your taxes. All right, so there's good follow up. What about following up if they, maybe a year later, hey, a year ago we sold your house. Not sure if you were tracking it. I am, because I'm stalking you. And I miss you and I still need that hug.
Yes.
All right, so you could have that. All right, and then, of course, you have them in your regular marketing plans.
Right.
If they're in the area still, if you think that they still can be a client, then you got your follow-ups. Are you doing monthly emails, bi-weekly emails? Are you doing phone calls?
Touch 'em.
touch, lots of touchy touch. Okay, so a lot of wham bam. Nope.
Thank you.
Nope.
So, anyways, just make sure that you have a plan and that you are sticking to the plan and you are following up, because most agents do not, which means that if you have follow up, you are hashtag next level and going to build a career in this business.
Christian,
Yeah.
fire the
It's
music.
time.
All right, that's it. You know how to go next
I got it.
level on
Hey.
your sellers and
You're
give
gonna
them
rock
next
'em.
level service. Hashtag next
Rock 'em,
level.
sock 'em.
Good stuff. Email us info at boomrealestatepodcast.com. If you go next level in ways we have not touched on, we want to know. Because that will make us go to the next level. Even though
Yes.
we're already doing the next level
next
things,
level.
we're going to go to the next level.
Next
That's it.
level.
That's the game right there. So hit us up. Find us on YouTube as well. We're on iTunes. We're coming to Stitcher. We're coming for you, Stitcher. And get the 7-Day Crush at 7dayboom.com. The number 7dayboom.com. We will see you next time. It's a whiteout.
It's a whiteout.
It's a whiteout.
It's a whiteout.
In our pure white tees.
I got my white shirt on.